Chapter 54. Chase and Defeat. Thugs in Retreat. At that moment, a pitch-black barrel emerged from the charred window of the car, and in a flash of fire, countless steel pellets sprayed out. Ouch! A militia member, standing too close, was grazed on the shoulder by the hail of steel pellets, blood instantly soaking through his shirt. His two comrades immediately dragged him behind a nearby pile of dirt, ceasing fire, and the pressure on the thugs eased. Wells glared fiercely, kicking open the car door and positioning Jerky-chan protectively behind him. He leapt down from the nearly incinerated vehicle. Following close behind were the remaining 13 or 14 thugs, also scrambling out of their vehicles, fleeing madly towards their base camp. In the brief skirmish lasting barely a minute, nearly half of their numbers were lost. Some were cut down by stray bullets, others burnt to charcoal. Even the toughest thugs, after witnessing such carnage, felt their psychological defenses crumbling. They dared not continue the fight against Hiroshi, unsure of just how many cards he had left up his sleeve. The unknown was always the most terrifying. You lying son of a bitch. Didn't you say their ambush was near the farm? Didn't you say they were a bunch of zero combat capacity losers? Wells, running for his life, dragged Jerky-chan, his face contorted with rage. Explain to me then, how a bunch of zeros could decimate half of my men in one round? Jerky-chan's legs trembled, barely able to walk on his own, completely reliant on the robust Wells and another thug to keep moving. Wells suddenly caught a whiff of a foul smell and looked down to see Jerky-chan's pants soaked in a puddle, steam rising from it. "F*** you." Wells exploded in anger, cursing in his native tongue. Turning to look behind, he saw Hiroshi catching up with his team, a mixture of anger and panic overtaking him. He raised his hunting rifle, pressing it against Jerky-chan's chest. "You dare deceive me? This is the price of deception." Jerky-chan seemed to suddenly realize, screaming, "Don't kill me! Don't kill me! I was deceived too, Mr. Wells." Wells' eyes glinted with ferocity as he pulled the trigger. Jerky-chan's body flew back 3 to 4 meters, a gaping bloody hole in his chest, collapsing on the road, convulsing uncontrollably. "Run!" Wells yelled, swiftly leading his remaining 13 men in a desperate escape. Jerky-chan's gaze turned vacant, pupils dilating, blood pooling around him. His mouth moved silently, muttering, "Hiroshi, you deceived me. You deserve to die." Hiroshi and his team caught up, seeing Jerky-chan lying there, devoid of sympathy or guilt. Since the moment Jerky-chan decided to betray them, whatever fate befell him was of his own making, nothing to do with Hiroshi. In your next life, don't be a traitor. Hiroshi glanced coldly at him and briskly walked past. The militia members also witnessed Jerky-chan's fate, but Hiroshi had already informed them about Jerky-chan's plan to defect to the thugs the previous night. Their eyes now held disdain, especially Simon, who harbored intense hatred for both thugs and turncoats like Jerky-chan. "Ha, bastard!" As Simon walked past last, he spat on Jerky-chan in utter contempt. Jerky-chan's body finally stopped convulsing, lying motionless, lifeless. Wells sprinted all the way, ordering his men to scatter, no longer sticking to the road but running through the fields on either side. He had realized that despite Hiroshi's well-equipped militia, most of the members, aside from Hiroshi himself, were ordinary people with low combat abilities and far inferior endurance compared to his men. After 2 or 3 minutes of chase, the militia members gradually widened the gap. Only Hiroshi continued the relentless pursuit. As long as these thugs scattered, Hiroshi alone couldn't chase them all. But then, the sound of a sniper rifle rang out again. One thug, who had run into the wilderness, was instantly blown apart, half of his body shattered. Other thugs were scared witless, quickly retreating back onto the road. Wells, witnessing this, felt his scalp tingle. Among their pursuers was not only Hiroshi himself, but also a sniper. At that moment, a battle-hardened fighter with a metallic sheen all over him was lurking in a concealed spot 500 meters away, the barrel of a sniper rifle emitting faint wisps of smoke. "This damn yellow monkey. If we can't shake him off, that sniper hidden in the shadows will kill us all." Wells was furious, glancing back at Hiroshi, suddenly firing his rifle behind him. Hiroshi's pupils constricted, swiftly dodging to the left, the pellets grazing his side. Damn it! Wells cursed again, continuing his flight. Hiroshi's eyes grew colder. He could have caught up long ago, but facing a dozen or so rifles simultaneously aimed at him would have been awkward even for him. So, he maintained a distance of a dozen meters, neither too close nor too far, taking advantage of the longer range of his pistol to knock down an enemy every few seconds. Following the chase, Wells' group dwindled, now down to only 8 men including himself. We can't run forever. Wells' stamina was nearing its limit. His lungs felt like they were about to burst, the air he breathed in burning his throat. If they kept this up, even if Hiroshi didn't kill them, exhaustion would. He felt Hiroshi seemed to have infinite stamina, his pace relentless and steady, seemingly tireless. Most importantly, he felt Hiroshi was playing a game of cat and mouse with them, clearly capable of finishing them off. He continued giving them hope, only to shatter it bit by bit. Prepare to fight back. We have 8 men against 1 person and a sniper. Even if they both fire simultaneously, they can't kill all of us in an instant. Wells abruptly halted, turning around, glaring at Hiroshi, aiming his rifle. But just as Wells uttered those words, another thug beside him was blown apart by the sniper's formidable shot. Blood splattered, drenching the faces and bodies of the remaining thugs, showcasing the brutality in the most vivid way. Killers will be killed. Hiroshi stared expressionlessly at Wells and his remaining thugs, his voice low. Are you ready to meet your death?